So here was the difficulty. It was interesting because I've thought it through, and yeah, it was
You've
kind of
done our work for us already? It'll
yeah,
just
in a
be
way,
easy.
a little bit, but not really. It started out. I started out with the disturbing thing, and my positive focus was fantastic. It was perfect. I really had sensory experience with that, and it
Great.
dropped my stud.
From
Then I realized, and then we
From
took a
what to
break.
what?
And when I came back, I noticed the sud came back. It was like a rise. And so when you did the second one, I knew there was a feeder memory. So I went with the feeder memory, right? I was like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here.
right.
So I went ahead and did the BLS with that. And
This is the
once-
second practicum you're talking about
Yes,
now.
and I used the same exact
Target.
No, same exact
Oh,
PDF.
posit PEF.
my positive was the same, and it was once again really wonderful. And it went down. What was interesting, it went down, I went and took a break, I came back and I started to have some somatic stuff going on, and I kind of was tracking that a little bit. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I went from my stomach felt a little tight to my chest, and now it's sitting in the shoulders. So then I thought, as you were talking, did I get the feeder memory? And what I realized is it's a schema.
What?
And I know it's a schema issue. It's a
Oh,
revolving.
schema.
Yeah, schema issue where there's this revolving theme, and multiple probably incidents related to it. So that's kind of where I've gotten to with it. And so that's what I'm noticing. So I thought I'd share that. I don't feel extremely disturbed, but it's present, like in the body.
Usually when the distortion is a schema,
Mhm.
it means you have a lot of repeated similar experiences.
Yes.
So it's one of those things that will cause the practicum not to work when it's a repeating event.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, but did you feel like you got to the feeder memory?
No,
Well, would you like?
probably not. I got to the feeder memory, but there's probably more of some clustering in there is my guess.
So would you like to try that now?
Yeah, I think I can do that. Okay.
So give me an idea what the recurring upset is.
The recurring theme is it's all my fault.
So that's the schema.
Yeah, that's the recurring.
And
issue.
does that come up in lots of different contexts, or
Yes.
is there a similar kind of event that brings it up, like when I'm
Anything
interacting
where-
with,
anything where I feel responsible for other people.
and that's common.
Common for me. Yes.
Yeah. And then you floated back.
I don't do
And
float backs because that's a little tricky for me.
what do you mean?
I tracked it. Yeah. Mhm.
When you say you don't do float backs, you mean,
I tracked it back mentally. Yes. Mhm.
right, but I just want to distinguish between a left brain scan and a right brain scan. Tracking is a left brain scan.
Got it.
And so you're not going to get big surprises when you track with your left brain.
Okay.
When you track with your right brain, you may come up with something you never expected.
Okay. That makes sense.
So when you think of feeling responsible and feeling like it's all your fault,
Mhm.
what do you feel in your body?
Gripping.
Upper chest. And what did
Right.
you say?
Gripping.
Gripping.
It's like
Okay.
a gripping.
And you're
sensation.
feeling that now.
Yes.
So just focus on it and let your mind float back to an early memory with the same sensation. First one that comes to mind.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and from what age is that memory?
5.
That sounds pretty good. And so what is the memory from 5 years old?
It's related to my brother.
Uh-huh. Okay. And you looked sad when you said that.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it a specific incident with your brother, or is it a situation where you felt responsible for him?
Situation.
So it was an ongoing situation.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And is there a standout experience of you being blamed for something going wrong?
No.
So it was just ongoing, feeling responsible for
Oh,
him.
wait, nope, I found it. I was blamed and I found it. Yep.
Okay, and what age were you then?
God, about the same age,
That's good.
roughly, give or take.
Yeah, okay, great. And how disturbing is that memory?
Pretty disturbing. Maybe a 9.
8, 9, good. And you said you had a good PEF, right?
Yes.
Good. So I want you to just tell me about the PEF.
This is my baby grandson. I just
Ah.
love. He's 2.5, and I moved cross country to live with him during COVID. Help take care of him. He's such a little beauty.
Flash. Great. So what do you love about him?
I love everything about him.
Uh-huh. Flash.
Ever can say.
Flash. Good. So what are some of the things he does?
Oh my God, he runs around. He goes, me, 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 me. That's what he calls me. He calls me, me, me.
Flash.
He's wonderful. He's just absolutely pure boy.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had girls, and so I didn't have male children, and now I have this beautiful baby grandson.
They are different, aren't they?
Oh, they're amazing.
Great. So this is your daughter's son.
Yes, yes, and he's just the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Flash.
He's curly haired, blue-eyed, and smiles all the time. And even when he's angry, he's absolutely
Adorable. Flash.
What does he call you?
He calls me Mimi.
Mimi, oh.
Yeah, I'm his Mimi.
So I want you to take a break and check in with that 5-year-old memory and see if you notice any change.
Yeah, somatically, little looser.
Little
Looser.
Okay. Still a 9.
No. Maybe a 5, 6.
5,
you know,
6.
like not,
Okay.
not
Good.
a 9.
Good. And back to your grandson.
I was just thinking about taking him to the park this morning. Oh, and he's just running with those little red cheeks.
Flash.
So
Does he run with his hands in the air?
cute. Yeah, and with a big old smile on his face.
Flash.
Oh, he's so cute.
Well,
I just love him. He's the love of my life. I mean, I just connect with him so intensely.
What's his name?
Flash.
His name is Liam.
Liam.
Flash.
Liam Henry, but I call him Boo.
Flash.
Boo and Mimi.
Boo and Mimi. Hanging out. Doing life.
Flash. Great. And does he get himself into mischief?
Oh yeah. Well, he's the terrible twos. He throws himself on the ground when he doesn't get his way. I mean, it is just funny. Precious.
I am maybe weird, but I just love the terrible twos.
So do I. It's kind of funny. He's
Flash.
so
Well, they've got a mind of their own. And I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I like him better at two than I like him as babies. They're just real fun.
Yeah.
He's got an
Flash.
opinion.
That's right.
He doesn't like what he doesn't like.
You're
Mhm.
doing a wonderful demonstration of what a really good, strong PEF looks like. Everybody watching, that's what it looks like right there. The person just glows and lights up.
Flash. Okay, again, take a break and check in with the memory and see if you notice any change.
A lot of relief, especially in the somatic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's still 4 or 5?
No. I mean, it's there, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It sounds like it too.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Too.
So more about Boo.
My little boo boo. Oh, he's something else. He runs up and down the hall going, me, 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 me. It's just the
Flash.
funniest thing.
You know, it's
He-
funny
he
that
does
I
that a
haven't
lot,
thought
you know?
about this in a long time, but my father used to say there should always be a 2-year-old in the house.
Oh, they're just the best. They are exactly who they are.
Yeah,
Even
they
when
are.
he's mad, I love it. It's just
Flash.
like, oh,
Great.
it's exactly who he is, just purely
Mhm.
everything he is in the moment.
Mhm.
It's
Flash.
great. He was running up the slide thing and being funny, and he says to me, "Help!" And
Flash.
he just smiles. He just was like, "The hell with it. I'm fine." He blew me off. It was really
Flash. Okay,
Oh.
check in again. See if you notice any change.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about the I guess I'll call it the target, it
Mhm.
feels real kind of old. I guess is the only
History.
way yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't make me want to cry.
No.
Yeah.
And what about the more recent version that you started with?
It doesn't feel like this is weird to say. I don't feel a connection between the two events.
Uh-huh.
It
Well, does
feels
that
like
mean
they're
does that
different.
mean that the recent one is disturbing, but the earlier one's not?
No, it just, the only words I have for it is they don't feel connected any longer. They just feel like separate incidences, and they don't feel supercharged.
Uh-huh. So the recent one feels like history as well.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like that was a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a good demonstration. I suppose I could do an installation and a body scan, but why don't you just scan your body and see if you notice anything disturbing.
The only thing I notice is a little bit of tightness here that's still present, but nothing in here, nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you talk a little bit more about both? Boo.
Boo-boo.
Oh my God, little Liam Henry, wee wee, boo boo. Depends. I stop calling him wee wee. My daughter calls him wee wee. I'm like, that's gonna like stick with him for a long. Do not call my grandson that. That poor kid, he'll never get past it. He'll never outgrow it. Oh my gosh.
Flash. Well, he sounds
know,
like he's angry a
Yeah.
lot. She may call him wee wee because he's pissed off.
Well, he does have a little bit of an attitude. He definitely comes from my family. But I love that about him.
Yeah.
I like that he likes what he likes and he doesn't like what he doesn't like, and he
He
tells
has
you
an
all
opinion.
about it. And he's
Yeah.
okay with that. Like, it's
Flash.
beautiful.
He tells you all
Right.
about it. How does he tell you all about it?
In his behavior and in his body language. And he's not as verbal as my girls were, but he'll let you know if he likes
Mm.
something. He'll be like, "I'm sad."
Flash.
So he just lets me know all about it in his own little precious little 2.5-year-old self way. And I
Wow.
just adore that about it.
Flash. So check back in with the memory and the feeling in your neck.
That was weird. I couldn't remember what I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, where do I go? I don't even know what the memory was.
Yeah. Yeah.
As the first one is just kind of, it's there, but it doesn't
Mush.
really. Yeah. And the one that I was more sad about with my brother,
Mm.
that's just, it's just not as present.
Mhm. Not as present. That usually means it's still a little present.
Because there's, it's interesting to talk about my brother and my grandson in the same conversation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think they kind of remind me of each other.
So the early one from 5 years old had to do with your brother. The recent
Yeah.
one had to do with your
No,
brother, did not, right? So we're
No.
talking about 5 years old.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And what about that feeling in your neck?
Better. A little bit here, nothing here.
Mhm. Now, I've been resistant to switching into EMDR BLS just because about a percentage, reasonable percentage of people watching don't do EMDR, but I'm just gonna do one set of regular BLS just so that you can focus on that sensation.
BLS stands for bilateral
Bilateral
stimulation.
stimulation. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So when this, am I your whole screen?
You are now.
Good, great. And when when the ball goes off the side of the screen, just follow it as if you could still see it.
Sure.
Great. And focus on the sensation.
Could you go a little slower with it? Because
Sure.
I'm having a hard time catching it.
Well, just think of it as a blur. Don't think you need to
Oh,
follow
okay.
it. It just tells your eyes what direction to go.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
It is a blur.
Yeah. Zoom has trouble following it also. You're not alone. Blank it out and take a deep breath. And what are you noticing?
Gone.
Great. Great. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, scan your body again, see if you notice any disturbing sensation.
Nothing.
Good, great. Well, it's a good demonstration. Thank you.